Hey riders and racers, and welcome back for another live stream. Today's live stream, we're going to be more focused on those of you who are working towards doing your first enduro race. So whether that's a grassroots round, it could be a transmoto race, could be a pony express, could be a club day. This is aimed at those of you that want to get into racing and start racing, and you want to make sure that you're prepared as possible. So one of the things that I find when riders go in for their first race is they usually under prepare. Okay, and I was talking about this yesterday on the Think video. I never hear from racers that are over prepared. Okay, they're like, oh, yeah, I was too fit for the race. I did too much work in the lead up and I got too much bike time. It never happens. It's always the opposite. It's always under prepared. It's always the preparation levels here and the demands of race day are up here. And one of two things happens. Number one, that motivates you to go and train and do some hard work and get ready for your next race. Or number two, you go, this shit's too hard, and racing goes on the back burner and you go back to hacking around in the bush. So there's a few things I'm going to go through today that are going to help you to get ready for your first event. And this might be for end of this year if there's events in your state that are going ahead, or it may be starting to get ready for an event that you've got in mind for next year. Some riders I've worked with over the years have really jumped in the deep end, and Fink or Hatter has been one of their first ever race meets, which has definitely been thrown in the deep end, but nevertheless, it's a good goal to work towards and will give you plenty of motivation to get out there and train. So the first thing that needs to happen, work on getting stronger, okay? The reason that you need to work on getting stronger, so let's say you're doing an enduro, let's say you're working towards doing your first Pony Express, might be 3 or 4 hours. The reason that you need to get stronger is you're muscling your bike around for a 3-hour period. So if your bike is weighing 100 kilos and you're weighing 80 kilos, that's a total of 180 kilos that you're throwing around. So you need to be able to make sure you have a high level of strength to make that bike feel light. And the lighter we can get that bike to feel, the longer you can muscle it around and throw it around for. Okay. So the whole goal is we want to reduce, hey James, we want to reduce the amount of fatigue that you're experiencing on the bike. And the way that we do that is we make the bike feel lighter. Okay, we can't get the bike to feel lighter. We can't drop 50 kilos off the bike. But what we can do is get you a lot stronger to make the bike feel lighter and use less energy that way. So that way, when you go in for your first race, you're not going to be fatiguing in the first hour. And that's really the biggest difference between going practicing and going racing is the intensity. When you go and practice, you can rest as much as you want. You can ride at a very low intensity. You can pull over when you want. You can go back to the car when you want. When you get tired, you can stop for a drink. When you're racing, you can't do that. Okay? You're in a competitive environment. You're racing at high intensity. So you need to make sure that you're ready for that. And the best way to get ready for that is getting yourself strong. How do you get strong? Number one, get as much bike time as you can. But number two, make sure that you've got something during the week that's going to help you to speed up that strength building process. And the way you do that is you go to the gym or you train at home and you lift some weights. Okay, a good start for you guys that are getting out there for your first event, back squats, deadlifts, bent over rows, overhead presses with a bar. Okay, great start to be able to start building strength. The reason you want to use these exercises is because they're multi-joint movements. They get your whole body working together as one system, like what's happening out on the bike. And that's really what we're trying to do. We're just trying to grab, okay, this is roughly how our body's moving on the bike. How do we do that during the week? And that's the best way to do that. Start off with 2 or 3 sessions a week. Okay, that's all you need. If you're doing the right stuff with your training, you only need to be doing off the bike training 2 to 3 times a week. So that's number one, get stronger. Second, start building some cardio. Okay, you're not going to be able to strength train your way to riding for 3 hours. You need some level of cardio and endurance there. And this is another problem I see where riders get out there for the first time is they don't take that into account. Okay, their endurance is not up to scratch. And the reason it's not up to scratch is because they're used to going practicing and riding with their mates, where their intensity is down here. When you go riding and racing, the intensity is up here because you're in a competitive environment. It's very, very different to what you are feeling and what your body is experiencing and how hard you're pushing yourself when you go ride in the bush. Even if you ride hard in the bush, you're always going to ride harder on race day. Okay, you're going to find those bits extra. There's a reason that people set world records in the Olympics, okay? And they're not setting a whole heap of world records in training. And that's because you're in that competitive environment. You've been pushing, okay? That's where you push yourself to limits that you didn't even know you could push yourself to. And that demands more of your body. So when it comes to the cardio side, We need to make sure we're building up endurance and we've got enough endurance in the tank to be able to go the distance. How do we do that? Number one, okay, go and ride if you can, spend some time on the bike. How do we do that in the gym during the week? Do some longer distance workouts and some interval workouts. If you've got a rowing machine, an exercise bike, they're a great start. Okay, go and ride the exercise bike for 20 minutes a couple of times a week. Go and do some interval training a couple of times a week on the exercise bike. A minute on, a minute off. Start off with, say, 10 rounds. Okay, 10-minute workout. 5 rounds. A minute on, a minute off, which is 10 minutes. And then you can start to increase from there. Give yourself a base, okay, and give yourself plenty of time. So you've got this time now. We're coming towards the end of the season. Use these next few months going into Christmas and the New Year to set yourself up for next year so that you're ready to go. So as soon as these events start coming out and are being scheduled, you can enter in straight away and be confident that you're going to be ready. That's the cardio side. Third thing, eat well. Okay, eat some good quality food. If your diet is shithouse, then you're going to perform shithouse. Now, a lot of riders put good fuel in their bike. Most of you will be running 98 octane fuel, okay, if not better, race fuel. And it's amazing. You'll spend the extra money, okay, and go the extra mile to put good fuel in your bike. Make sure you get good oil for the bike, okay, get good brand and stuff. Make sure it's going to do the job and so your bike lasts forever. And then when it comes to your body, it's like everyone's okay with a bacon and egg McMuffin in the morning with a hash brown and toasted ham and cheese or a hamburger from the canteen at lunchtime. Okay, so like riding and racing is 50-50. It's 50%, okay, bike and 50% rider. You got a shit bike and a good rider, probably not going to do too well. Okay, you got a great bike and a shit rider, probably not going to do too well either. You need to have both of those figured out. Okay, the bike needs to be performing well, have the good oils, have the good petrols, all the rest of it. But you also got to make sure the rider has the same level of fuel as well. Because the bike's going to be no good. If you can't hang on and you get arm pump after the first hour and you've got a headache and you start feeling dizzy and you've got no energy and your arms feel weak and your legs are cramping, doesn't matter if you're on a factory bike. Doesn't matter if Toby Price gave you his bike. Hey, Brett, to be able to ride for the rest of the Pony Express, it's still not going to matter. Doesn't matter if you have a track shock. Doesn't matter if you've got cone valve suspension on the front. It's not going to matter. And the reason it's not going to matter is because your body's not up to the task. Okay, if your body can't even last for 3 hours, doesn't matter how good your bike is. Okay, it's not going to matter. It's not going to help you because your body is the weakest link. So with the food side, a good start is just cutting out the shit from your diet as a starting point. Okay, and start to eat some good quality foods, fruits, meats, vegetables. That's a great start. Okay, simply just cut out the shit. Stop drinking Coke, sugary drinks. Stop living on Powerades all day, and start eating some good quality food. And then once you've done that and you've got that nailed, then you can step things up and you can start to train for performance. Okay, then you can start to go, okay, how much protein, how much fats, how much carbs do I need to have? What do I need to have before race day, during race day? Okay, before training, after training, all that sort of stuff you can get into. But you got to nail the basics first. Okay, you got to be able to just eat some good quality foods and cut out the shit. So start with that. Start putting 98 quality fuel into your body instead of putting it on fucking, I don't know, E85. Which is what most of you are running on. Fourth thing, lose some weight if you need to, okay? Especially for these enduro events, they're long events, okay? They're probably 2-3 hours at minimum. If you're doing transmoto, 6, 8, 12 hours. You guys in SA have the reliability trials, 24-hour events, if you really want to stretch yourself and push yourself. Losing a small amount of body weight will make a huge difference to how you perform on the bike. Huge, okay? Now, the reason it's huge is because let's say you're 5 kilos overweight. Okay, let's say you've got 5 kilos of body fat that you'd like to drop, that you could drop. Every time your ass moves up and down off that seat, that is 5 kilos extra that it needs to be able to move. So if you think about how many times your ass gets up and down off the seat in an enduro over a 3-hour period, okay, think about that. I don't know what the answer is, but it would be in the hundreds, if not thousands of times that your ass is getting up and down off that seat, okay, with 5 kilos. 5 kilos might not sound like too much, but when you add 5 kilos, let's say you're getting up and down off the seat 200 times in an enduro, okay? Let's use that as an example. 5 times 200, okay? That will give us 1,000. That's 1,000 kilos extra that you're moving over an enduro that you shouldn't be moving, okay? Body fat doesn't help you, okay? Muscle helps you, okay? It's strong, helps you to move the bike around. Body fat doesn't have that. It's just weight. It's like having a little 5 kilo bag of cement, okay, or quickset on the back of your bike for no reason. It's useless, okay? It does not help you at all. So if you've got this extra 5 kilos there and you're getting up and down off the seat 200 times. 5 times 200, if my maths is correct, is 1,000. That's 1,000 kilos extra that you're moving in a race. Now, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to work out that if you're moving 1,000 extra kilos over a race compared to someone else, or compared to what you should be, that's going to cause a lot more fatigue on your body. Okay, your legs are going to be sore. You're going to find it harder to hold on. Your balance is going to be shit. Your coordination is going to be off. Okay, all of those types of things. You're going to get out of breath a lot quicker because you're having to move more weight. Every time you get up and down off the seat, it's a lot more effort and a lot more work in comparison to what you should be doing. So start trying to focus on losing some weight. Okay, if you've got 5 kilos to lose, 5 kilos should take you anywhere between 5 to 10 weeks to be able to drop. Okay, you should be losing half a kilo to a kilo a week consistently. I'm not talking about doing a detox for a week. I'm not talking about getting on the man shake for a few weeks and dropping a whole heap of weight quickly. I'm talking about dropping weight and still improving your performance. Okay, you shouldn't be losing weight at the detriment to your performance. Okay, you should be increasing your performance. All these things we talked about. Should be getting stronger. Cardio should be improving. Should be eating better. Should be feeling better and losing weight at the same time. Okay, we're not going on some super calorie restricted diet where you lose a whole heap of weight and then feel like shit and then your riding doesn't improve at all. So they're the 3 things that you need to be able to work on if you're getting ready for your first enduro. Okay, whether it's a Transmoto, Pony Express, or Hadar, or Think, or whatever it is. Number 1, get stronger. Start doing some weight training. Get consistent with your training. Do the work now. Okay, you've got the time there now to do the work. If you're in lockdown, then that's even better because you've probably got more time available to you to focus on your training than what you normally have. So educate yourself. Start getting comfortable with the strength training movements that you need to. Start to get yourself into a routine and start building for your next event. Second is cardio. Do some cardio work. Okay, get on the rower, get on the exercise bike, do some intervals, do some longer distance stuff. Do something to improve your endurance. So when these 3, 4 hour, 5 hour plus events come, your body is ready. Okay, when the entries come out, you're excited to enter and you're confident going into the race. Not leaving the entry to the last minute because you're going, shit, I don't know if I'm going to be ready or not. Third thing is eat well. Eat some good quality food to start off with. Just cut out the shit. Okay, stop eating the chocolates. Get off the beers. Stop eating takeaway foods and processed stuff. Okay, biscuits for fucking lunch. Start eating some good quality food. Proteins, fats, carbs are a great place to start. Okay, just good quality food. If it's on the perimeter of the supermarket, it's probably good. If it's on an aisle and it's got an expiry date on it, probably not so good. Protein, okay, so meat, vegetables, fruits, great place to start for you guys. Okay, easy enough for you to get going. And then the third thing is lose some weight. If you need to lose some weight, start getting that into action now. Okay, you've got the time there now. Okay, start putting the work in to lose some weight and make things easier for you. As we said, if your ass is getting up and down off the seat 200 times in an enduro and you're 5 kilos overweight, that's 1,000 kilos that you're moving. Okay, extra that you shouldn't be moving. If you're more than 5 kilos overweight, you're 10 kilos overweight, that's 2,000 kilos that you're moving. Imagine moving 2,000 extra kilos. Okay, in a race meet. Of course you're going to be fatigued. Of course it's going to wear you out a lot quicker. So if you would like some help with this stuff, guys, feel free to apply. I'm taking on a small group of riders that are working towards doing their first enduro. So if this is you, you're working towards doing your first event and you want to make sure you're over-prepared, not under-prepared, which is what most riders and races do, click the link below and apply, and then I'll see if I can help you or not. Brett's got a question here, which has come through on my computer, but not through on my phone. What's better, morning training or evening after work? What's the most effective? The most effective is, the most effective plan is the plan that you can be consistent with. So if mornings are easy for you and you know you can hit your training every morning, then mornings are great because you know you're going to do that every day for 12 months straight. If you know that you're not going to do mornings, if mornings might be better, okay, there might be research that shows that it's better, or someone says that it's better, but you never get up in the morning. You always hit snooze in the morning and never train. Then it's a shit strategy, isn't it? It's not going to help you. So to answer your question directly, is people will have preferred training times depending on just genetics. For me personally, it's afternoons. I always train better between 4 o'clock. I always train between 4 o'clock and be 7:30. Okay, that's when I'll get my training done. 4 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. I hate training in the mornings. I feel weak. I feel shit. I don't want to exercise in the morning. I have done it for periods of time, but I really, really don't like it. I train in the afternoons. and everyone else will be the same. Okay, you guys, some people are the opposite. They train every morning. They'll be like, yeah, I love training in the mornings. I don't know how you train in the afternoon or at night, Andrew. I fucking hate it. When I come home from work, I just want to go and chill. I don't feel like training. But they're happy to get up at 5 in the morning or 6 in the morning and do weights for an hour, which I do not like doing at all. So to answer your question for you, Brett, is um, there's no really better time. The best time is the time that you're going to get it done consistently. And that's the most important thing, is what you can get done consistently. So hopefully that answers your question. Awesome, sweet. I just saw your comment come through. For some reason, half of it comes through on my phone and half comes through on the computer. Anyway, guys, so for those of you doing your first Enduro, if you would like to jump in and do some work together and make sure that you're going to be ready, feel free to hit the application link below. It'll ask you a few questions about what event you're working towards, to see if I can help or not. And then I'll give you a quick call, and then we'll go from there. Otherwise, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and look forward to putting some more together. I'll chat to you guys soon. See ya.